All right, yesterday, Jason Kidd sat down on the Dan Patrick Show, and DP asked him where he was. He was not at that Mastro's dinner where the room erupted, and we got the nice rear-end shots of all the Maverick executives. Where was Jason Kidd when the miracle happened?
Lottery night. I was in Newport Beach at a board meeting for Go Rental, and I thought, okay, well, we're going to probably fall backwards instead of going forward. So my phone started to go crazy during the meeting, and I kept texting the person back saying, "Are you sure it's not you're missing a one?" Because he goes, "You're in the top 4," and I mean 14, and he goes, "No," and he goes, "I think you just got one." I go, "You mean we stayed at 11?" And then my phone started going crazy. So that's where I was.
Wait, you're not even watching the lottery?
You know, things just weren't going well for us.
Really? What else has happened this year?
Just a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries. Dan then asked the obvious question, are you guys planning on keeping the number 1 pick and taking Cooper Flagg?
Yes, I'm just the coach. So, yes, I would say that we're all concentrating on number 1. The draft is deep. And so, but as the name you just brought up, I think we're all focused on.
Have you spoken to Cooper Flagg?
I have not spoken to Cooper Flagg. I don't want to break any of the rules and get us in trouble. So I want to make sure that when I do answer these questions that, you know, the speculation is Cooper Flagg, but there's, you know, we got to go through the process.
Okay, so help me understand this. DallasCowboys.com, it's a stupid rule that the National Football League has. Nick Eatman, when he comes on, can't talk about other teams' players. He cannot mention another player by name. It's so ridiculous.
Can't mention can't speculate on acquiring them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't speculate on acquiring. And Jason is giving off this same vibe. He can't or doesn't want to even come close to saying Cooper Flagg's name. Why would that be the case here?
I don't know, because when you have the number 1 pick, you literally have anybody at your disposal.
And you're not tampering with a college player.
No. Now, unless he can't say anything until I think it's May 28th, which is the day where you could go back to school. So that would be tampering with their ability to return.
Here's Dan finally getting to the bottom of it, and Jason saying, okay, now you get it.
So the kid from Duke.
There we go. There we go. We're excited. We're excited.
I don't want to get you fined, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't afford the fine. And so we're excited about the kid at Duke. I can't wait to talk to the coach over there, Coach Shire, and also a good friend of mine, Coach K, a mentor, and get some background on the kid at Duke. We're really excited about this opportunity.
He could be talking about Conn Knippel or Malawak, you know, or you could put any of the 3 that are going to go in the top 10. This guy doesn't talk to anybody, apparently.
So it's not or it is tampering to say if you're talking about Cooper Flagg. But if you talk about Cooper Flagg and Conn Knippel and anybody else, when you talk about them in a group, like we talk about multiple of them, then it's not tampering.
Very vague. It's very vague.
I think Jason Kidd's wrong.
Right?
I don't think this is a rule.
He mentioned John Shire, the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, was on ESPN, and he gave his reaction to the Mavs Lotto win.
Well, for me, the first thing I thought of is he gets to be with Derek Lively.
Yeah.
You know, Derek, as a head coach, was the first guy to get drafted. So to go from the first lottery pick that I've coached to, who I think is going to be the number 1 pick, that's a pretty special thing to think about those 2 guys together. Obviously, Kyrie, the Duke connection as well. I think Cooper would be incredible there. And it's crazy. I mean, we never talked about Dallas. We never it's amazing how things work out. But it would be an incredible spot.
So that's the first thing Shire mentioned. He's like, teaming back up there with Derek Lively. Man, we got to try to get Lively on. His first comments publicly about this are probably going to be electric, given how much I already love the kid already. All right, Jason, on the Dan Patrick Show, now that we know we're all talking about the kid from Duke, give us the scouting report.
18. He's going to be drafted. He'll be 18. He doesn't turn 19 until December. And so just understanding he's young, but he's very talented. can play both ends. And so being able to have older players, and when I say that out of respect, they're not dinosaurs, but when you look at the age of 30, Kai, AD, guys that are here, Clay, can definitely help him with the process of going through a rookie season.
Well, he's not talking about Concanepple because he's 19 already. So he's kind of throwing the tampering out the window there.
There you go.
By identifying
them
his
dots,
age.
baby.
Now we know who he's talking about. They're talking about Cooper Flagg. So
And I hope everyone got a chance to hear Jay Billis yesterday.
Jay was great.
He got a lot of Tolos, even more hype.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, he's very high on him. He thinks he's obviously clearly the slam dunk, that his floor is high enough to where, even if he doesn't hit, he's still going to be a really solid NBA regular.
The biggest mistake I've heard talking heads reference about the Mavs is saying they're not a win-now team. Like Barkley the other day was bringing up a scenario. He said, if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, the first call I make is the Mavericks. And he's trying to lay out his case, and he goes, the Dallas Mavericks are a contender next year with Cooper Flagg. And the rest of the set with Jalen Rose and others, you could tell they kind of felt the pressure to say no. And that's the wrong answer. They're absolutely more of a contender with Cooper Flagg next year. He's a win now, can fit right away piece.
Yeah, my only
someone else who said it. Sorry, Choppy. There's someone else who also said it. Like the Dallas Mavericks aren't contenders. They're not. Now the Kyrie injury is the biggest thing,
right? Because he's obviously your primary ball handler.
But there's a major disagreement on Kyrie's return. Like Windhorst and a lot of these guys are saying you may as well count him out for next season. Other people are saying January.
Yeah, and now look, even if he comes back in January,
not the same.
Will he be 100% Kyrie by April and May? Also, contender for a title. If Cooper Flagg is going to come in here and be
if Kyrie
primary ball handler, right? Which if Kyrie's not here, he's going to be a primary ball handler. Are you really going to be a contender for a championship with an 18-year-old primary ball handler? Well, even LeBron, it took him a while.
He's not going to be the primary ball handler. He can be a backup ball handler. A name that got dropped yesterday I saw on Twitter was Lonzo Ball. So we know they're point guard shopping. Shams said that. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be Cooper Flagg handling the offense, primarily when Kyrie is out. If Kyrie Irving comes back healthy, as long of a shot as that is in January, the Dallas Mavericks will be a championship contender, in my opinion.
For sure. If Cooper Flagg hits...
Anthony Davis when he gets hurt.
Right. Oh, yeah. You got to figure that in. But, if Cooper Flagg... Let's just say Cooper Flagg hits at 80% of what we think he is. 80%. That's still a really good player. You no doubt are a contender with Kyrie, with a healthy Kyrie and a healthy AD. But the problem is that you got to get a healthy Kyrie and you have to have a healthy AD.
Why is Cooper Flagg someone that can just step right in and fit automatically? Because Jay Kidd says there'll be less pressure here.
Yeah, I think this is a great situation for him. I think when you talk about the different guys that we have already on the team, the pressure of living up to number one will be a lot easier with the talent around him. When you talk about the other clubs, he would have to, produce right away at a high level. And so I think this is a great situation for him to grow his game where the pressure isn't as high. But we are playing for a championship. And so it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, the whole setup of whether they're a championship contender and Kid talking about that, and Kid's going to have those kind of conversations right now. And the way that, if you're looking at Cooper Flagg as your primary ball handler or anything else that you're going to do here, I don't know that what we've seen from Cooper Flagg is enough to say that that's somebody who immediately vaults you from being a team that was struggling as much as you were when Kyrie went down. It's enough to create a discrepancy or close the discrepancy that says now you're a championship contender.
I'm only saying in a perfect world. I'm only saying everyone's
No, I know. I'm talking about specifically what Kid just said there about contending for a title. Is that it's a nice thought, it's a nice sentiment. The reality is you had a lot of holes there at the end of the season. You still had holes even before you traded Luka. You had holes. You were not a complete basketball team when Luka was here.
Well, give me their holes on their roster.
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, mainly
with them healthy.
Mainly it's the primary ball handler. I mean, other than you've got Kyrie, but you have no idea what Kyrie's going to be coming back post ACL.
But I mean, I think we're guaranteed that they're going to get a ball handler.
Right.
Yes.
But if one that's going to be of the quality to like actually, I mean, you will have somebody here to handle the ball. But yeah, in terms of being an actual contender, that might be another discussion.
So anytime Jason Kidd talks about Luka, I continue. I'm looking for clues because I feel like we still don't have the entire. I'm looking to see the blood on Jason's hands during these interviews. I'm looking to see, and really, what you get out of Jason Kidd talking about Luka Dončić is the mindset of an athlete. Because Jason is just next. It's RJ's sociopathic or whatever it's called. That's done. Next.
Yeah.
Move forward. That's it. That's all I've gotten from Jason in all these interviews.
We'd make great serial killers.
You and
fantastic.
Jason?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes.
Move on.
How was Jason Kidd told about the deal?
This is in the hotel in Cleveland. And so he said the news was going to hit in an hour. And that's how it went down. And so when he told me, I went back to my room to start figuring out how we were going to use AD and Christie because of this change. And so
you found out, you didn't even get a chance to argue.
No, there is no arguing. This is what was going to take place.
And I was waiting for Jason or Dan to be like, was there no arguing because you agreed?
Yeah.
How much Luka trade conversations did you have with Nico before it happened? And I doubt Jason would go there,
Right.
but I was waiting for that question.
Yeah. I Dan, surely, because Dan's the best at interviews. Like, he's tremendous. I'm sure he would like going back. He's like, I want that one back. Or,
well, maybe we'll get in this question.
Maybe.
The follow-up question, Dan Patrick with Jason Kidd. Did you go back to your hotel room and cry after the news broke?
I didn't cry. I was more or less trying to figure out how we're going to make this thing work. You know, this is a big trade.
But who do you call first after Nico tells you that you're trading Luka?
I didn't call anybody. I put my phone down and looked at the ceiling and started trying to brainstorm of how this is going to go down. I did not call anybody once this hit, and my job as the coach is to make sure that we all are pushing in the right direction. There was going to be a lot of questions that morning from staff and players, and I thought Nico did a great job of handling it by having the meeting and for us pushing forward.
Man, he would be a phenomenal serial killer.
yeah.
He's not cracking under any spotlight.
No, just saying.
And his voice sounds like a serial killer anyway.
Saying enough, but also saying nothing at the same time.
Where have you come down at this point on what do you think he knew? I think he probably complained about Luka and just like would vent about it, and then it was one of those things where it's like, hey, by the way, I traded, and it's like, well, I didn't mean that. I was just complaining. I was more just talking S.
That's fair. I don't think he was in on this.
So if we made Jason Kidd the general manager, you don't think he makes the move of dealing him?
No. No. Coaches and GMs have a different.
They want talent.
Yeah, they have a different threshold for what they're looking, because coaches want to win. GMs want to win, but they also want to build. Right? They're building things.
I mean, McMahon said it when he came on with us last time. He's like, does Luka have some diva tendencies? Sure. He's like, but he's nowhere near the top tier in the NBA on that. Like, it's not even close.
Have Jason Kidd and Luka spoke? This is another clue. I'm like, okay, they've talked a couple times. Yeah. It's all good. Luka's not holding anything against him. When is the last time Jason has spoken with 77?
I texted him on that morning, and that's the last time I've talked to him.
How did he respond to your text?
I don't think he was too happy. And just, again, from the experience of being traded, maybe being surprised, upset, feelings are high. But, again, I love the opportunity of coaching Luka. He's an incredible person, and we all know his talent is one of the best in the world. And so, again, my mindset is to deal with the cards that I'm dealt and keep pushing forward. And I've always said this publicly and privately. I wish Luka the best. He's one of the best players in the world.
No communication, no text, nothing since the morning of the deal.
That
zero.
I mean, look, that's surprising.
I'm not surprised by it.
No talk, like even at 2 games, you don't just pass each other.
2 games.
Yeah, 2 games. You played him twice.
I'm not surprised because Luka, like me, is a very petty, bitter individual. And he blames Jason, too. He believes Jason was involved.
Well, so
but Jason hasn't reached out at all. Like, nothing happened in Jason or Luka's life that would have triggered a text. That you coached this guy for how many, for a lot of his career. It tells me that perhaps the relationship was purely transactional.
Is there a chance that Jason did text him some other time?
Maybe.
And he just wasn't going to say, I texted him, but Luka didn't respond? The question was, when's the last time you guys spoke?
Right.
Yeah,
maybe so that's
maybe it was a technicality thing. I don't know. It does not surprise me whatsoever that Luka Dončić doesn't want to talk to anyone here for years to come.
I mean, Luka didn't talk to Nico. He didn't receive the call from Nico. But, I mean, if he did reply to Jason Kidd's text. So, I mean, to at least some extent, in that moment, he didn't hold him as liable as Nico Harrison.
And I have no idea what the rules are. Perhaps it is illegal for a coach to text a player on another team. I have no idea. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that is the case.
The kid from L.A.
The kid from L.A.